Peace and love. This is Brother Faheem, and you are now tuned in to the Lead with Logic podcast. You know the vibes. Welcome back to another episode of Lead with Logic. I'm your gracious host, Brother Faheem. And y'all know what I say. I'm always trying to keep my boots laced because life moves at such a magnetic pace. But I'm trying to win that race. Man, something special that we have going on today, man. I got another special guest by special request, man, and we getting ready to do some major building. So I want y'all to listen up because we got the SoundGod up in here, man. Let me bring the brother in.
Hey, what's going on?
Tro.
Going
Listen,
on?
this is my people. What an honor this is. This is a huge honor for me, man. Listen, I'm gonna give this brother the intro. He really don't need it, but I'm gonna give it to him anyway for those of you guys who might not know. So this here is a content creator, DJ, live streamer, podcast coach, community builder, U.S. Navy veteran, 15-year construction safety professional. Again, he podcasts and he does a live stream, social audio junkie, radio personality and host, father to four princesses. That's the best part, right? And a
Yeah,
husband to a queen. We know him over on Spaces as SlayDro the God, the Sound God. Excuse me, SlayDro the Sound God. What's going on, Slay?
what's going on, brother Faheem? How you doing, man? Lead with
Man,
logic, man. It's good
yeah.
to be here. It's good to be here.
Listen, Slay, man. I want to say, man, thank you for doing this, man. Because you want to, like I always tell you, you one of my favorite people, man. You know, out there, period, really, but especially on X, man, because always so chill, so insightful, so helpful, y'all. You know, Slay is the man. So listen, man, thank you again. I can't say thank you enough, big brother.
Oh no, man. Appreciate the invite. It's definitely, again, when we cross paths over on spaces and how we met, the synergy was instantaneous. It was something that, again, you just know good energy, when vibes are there. So yeah, it's just, appreciate the invite and coming to, bless your community with the little piece of the sound guide.
Hey, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And this is truly a blessing for everybody, y'all. Man, Dro, before I get into some questions, I didn't read this, but I want to read something that Dro put. Two quotes, y'all. Take notes to this. Dro said, I have a great passion for helping creators find their tribe with the power of voice and social audio. That was the first thing, right? The next one was this: I have endured many hardships, but through it all, I find ways to make people smile, lift people up, and try to leave a long lasting legacy and footprint in this world. Man, that was so insightful. You guys, that's the reason why I had to have Dro on. Not only is he one of my favorite people, but as you can see, man, as you can tell, the type of beautiful and insightful mind he has, we had to get him over here on Lead with Logic. Listen, man, what I want to do is break you on in, man. I got a few questions for you, big bro. You here? So you got to bless us, Dro.
Let's go. Let's go. Nah, I'm
so,
ready. I'm ready.
so tell the people, Dro.
All right.
Yes, sir. Tell the people, man, a little bit about yourself and your journey, man. I read where you community building, right? So can you tell us a little bit about your journey, community building through sound, like maybe about your upbringing, family life, some memorable moments that you remember, you know?
Oh man, yeah. Back when I was a youngster, one of the biggest things that I remember growing up is I had a very profound love for music, right? All types of music, jazz, rock and roll, hip hop, even some of the, the Spanish music, part of my upbringing. So just being immersed into that is where I kind of grew. And every time there would be parties, there's music. Every time there's get-togethers, there's music. You go to a restaurant and multi-gathering, people dining and eating and having good family time, but there's always music playing. So I think as I grew, my love for that ended up growing. But back to community building, I have always been one to bring people together, and through sound, through voice, through being able to talk and um, kind of see where people might be a little timid to use their voice. They might be better at writing something, but pulling that out of somebody to be able to use their voice, because the voice, when somebody hears that frequency, those inflections, the emotion behind the voice, I think is what draws people in a lot more. It makes it more personable. So when we talk about community building, I have been building communities ever since I was, in elementary school, groups of friends all throughout high school. I played football, went to the military, same thing. Lots of community building, camaraderie that happens there in the military. And then when I got out of the military, I got into construction. Same thing, community building. You have to be able to build people up in order for them to succeed and um, be their best selves, provide a culture of acceptance, of culture of upward and downward communication. So I think that's where I'm really big on building community as much as possible. Find your tribe, be able to connect with people, because again, that's what we are at the end of the day. Nobody is at, if you strip away all the titles, guess what, we're just people.
That's it, Dro. Just like you, hey, this is what I get all the time from Joe, right? I get that smooth voice and that awesome delivery and that impactful message. That's Dro. Dro, I love it that you use the verbiage of building, man. That's so beautiful because I always call my stuff build. You notice that I always call
Mhm.
like what we're doing now is building. So to build in my culture means simply to elevate the mentality of oneself and others in one circumference, and that's exactly what Dro is doing. And I can see it. He, even if he didn't say that, Dro has that effect where he's always bringing something to elevate the mentality of everybody in the space or just in his circumference. At least from when I've interacted, you know what I mean, with you, big brother. So I appreciate that. Where you from, Dro, man? As a kid, where'd you grow up at, man?
Yeah, no, born and raised in Houston, Texas, H Town.
H Town.
So I've been there my whole life, except when I went to the military. After the military, being stationed all over the world, being able to travel, I ended up meeting my wife in Texas, and so but we got to move around a little bit. But yeah, I'm born and raised from the third coast down there, H Town, Screwston, Texas.
I know that's right. Ace Town, Chopped and Screwed, Jay
Mhm.
Prince, Rap a Lot, Ghetto Boys. I love it. I love it. I love it. And man, I love that Texas sound. Now, man, Houston has always been, it's like Georgia in the sense that or Atlanta in that, it's super cultural, super diverse, and
Mhm.
super good people, man. Super good people, and you are accredited to that. You know what I'm saying? You shine. And also that's what I was gonna say. Dro has been in the military. So Dro, needless to say, you've lived in other places outside of Houston. So it's beautiful that you went back. Real quick, why'd you go back home, man? You must have had strong roots or a purpose to go back. What happened?
Oh man, home is home. You live, you know, breathe, eat, smell, walk around, know everything about your city. You when you're born and raised there, from a youngster, all the way until I went to the military. So yeah, I ended up going back to Houston. It's, again, familiarity, making sure that, and again, I was able to live in, abroad. I was able to live, at different states, but home is home, you know,
Absolutely.
family, all of my family is, lives in Houston. So yeah, had to get back.
Absolutely, brother. I can't blame you. So, man, going forward, man, a little bit about sound, man. Michael Jackson, he had a song called Music in Me, right? Where he was describing how long he'd been in love with music. I want to say, and falling in love with music. So I really wanted to ask, man. It's like a two-parter, but you can fuse it in there, Dro. When and how did you fall in love with sound or music?
So, how did I fall in love with sound or music? Well, sound, uh, that came later in life, right? I was, like I said, from a youngster, dancing, New Kids on the Block, LL Cool J, right? Again, a good era to be in, hip hop just hit 50 years, right? So
Yes,
being able
sir.
to grow through all those years along with it, the KRS ones, as I was a youngster listening to the different, boom bap and, some of the stuff that, the break dancers were dancing to upbeat, it just resonated with me because again I've been around music, so I fell in love with it. The song that really got me into music was, believe it or not, Hotel California by the Eagles. And it's a little bit older song, and if some of your viewers may not know what it is, but if you do know Hotel California, the Eagles, just something about the way the riffs were on the guitar, the solos that got played in that. So yeah, definitely that was one that kind of kept pushing me towards music. Now, second part to the question, the sound. Um, Sound became a good passion of mine. One, when I became a podcaster.
Yes.
Uh, so, became a podcaster back in, it was about 2017 when I started really playing with audio editing and getting my voice. And as podcasters, sometimes you don't like the sound of your voice. You got to perfect what you do. But I think it was finding the and we talked about frequencies, the frequencies that you had to play with, and I immersed myself in that, and I think it's something great that I like doing. It's calming. Some people lift weights, some people exercise, go run, do all kinds of things. If I'm feeling stressed out, I'll open up my computer and I'll edit some audio because I get to see all the waveforms. I get to look at and listen to, every little thing. I can pitch it up. I can make it sound different. I can put something in the front or the back and make it a totally different sound. So I think that's when I knew, hey, sound is great. The frequencies that we have with our voice and with everything around us, yeah, a lot can be done.
Man, listen, Dro, what you saying is so profound. I'm gonna make up a new word. They say people are sapiosexual, right? That means they're attracted to intelligence. Dro, I think, and I'm with you. I'm right there with you. I think that you are audio sexual, right? You're audio. that, hey, that audio, bro. Because no, on a serious note, I I love calming music too. And Hotel California is the bomb. I didn't realize it was the Eagles. Hotel California. That
Hmm.
joint is dope. My song by the Eagles, Dro, is I Can't Tell You Why.
Great
That's
song.
my that's man, the
Yeah.
Eagles they got range, bro. If they were an actor, they would be able to, do a lot of things because that range, they're doing like that's like an
Mm.
R&B track. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
And then
Yep.
that, that's what is that? Would that be considered Hotel California? That would be soft rock, right? Would that be considered?
Soft rock. Yeah. Soft rock.
And they pull it, man. They pull the Eagles are a classic. I'm gonna have to get some Eagles, man. But yeah, I'm gonna have to grab me some Eagles so I can listen to a lot more of their stuff. But listen, how integral was music? And you touched on it a little bit, but how integral was music to your upbringing, man? Was it omnipresent in your life? You kind of said you remember it a lot. Um, and I asked that because the way I like to describe music is a bookmark to my life. I can remember where I was, who I was with, how I was feeling if a song comes on. I know you the same way because that's one of your superpowers, Dro. You know, I know that music and sound means so much to you. So, man, how integral was music to you in your development, man?
Oh, it was definitely intricate to my development and upbringing. When you get to listening to certain songs that bring out certain emotions, and again, as an adolescent young man coming up, 12, 13, 14 years old, you might not like what mom is saying. You might not like what dad is saying to go take out the trash, go cut the grass, certain things that, you have to do, and you get pissed off. But after that, you go listen to some music, so going to listen to some Tupac, going to listen to, some hard rock when I was really, really mad and, those type of things. So it was definitely an integral part in my upbringing. I remember when I heard for the first time Gangster's Paradise. I think that was I was actually in school and Gangster's Paradise came out, and then shortly after that, Dangerous Minds. Right, it just went so well watching that movie, and I'm like, damn, is that what life is gonna be like when I get there? When in the military, and is that what I'm going to do and become a teacher? As I look back, and it was definitely an integral part in my upbringing. And again, just listening to some of the older music, like let me see, some Barry White, right? Gotta love Barry White again. I cannot for the life of me, get my voice that deep. Can't get enough for your
Yo,
love.
love.
But again, his voice, just something that is there, is present, and so yeah, man, just music. Music is all around us.
For sure, man. And I think both, probably me and you both have been compared to the late great Barry White. I can't get mine that deep either, bro. I can't get mine. I tried,
Yeah, yeah.
we got it together, didn't we? I and he was much like you, bro. He was real insightful with his he was intentional about music and how he utilized it. You talking about him reminds me of an interview, and he said, "Man, I wanted to make classy music, elegant music, so that people understood that at their finest and most vulnerable and intimate moments, I was right there with them." You know what I'm saying? And so he loved it as well, man. He was a big sound guy as well. He was a sound god as well, y'all. Community
Oh yeah.
building, Dro. I see the I see how it goes in a chronological order. I see the chronology of it, right? You started off building communities, then you went into the military and helped build the broader community, and then you came online and you're building communities. So, how did that begin, and where did that begin in your life? This the community builder in you.
Oh man, the community builder. I think it's first started in fifth grade. We all got tasked to in a sense, build a community. We had to get together in a group, and it was for what they called the Spark program. So what it was a program that all the schools participated in this contest, and whoever had the greatest idea for a new park, the community, the city would come out and they would build that park. So it was cool because I remember David Barnes, uh, I remember Priscilla and Mario. They were part of my group. So what we ended up doing is we made something out of nothing, and you had to kind of build this. It was like a 3-week project that we had to do. So we had to build what this park was going to look like. And uh, it was just, while we were building this after school, what we would end up doing, we would go out and kind of talk to brothers and sisters of our friends and go figure out, pick their brains. Hey, what would you want to see at a park? What kind of things do you think, we're missing? More swings, a bigger slide, a pool, right? We're in fifth grade, we're thinking crazy. But when we ended up doing, we didn't win. We ended up getting like third or fourth place, but just being able to put all of this together in hopes that the city would recognize it, they would build something, and it was our idea that we came together and brought from around the community. Fast forward again into middle school and high school, playing football, being a team captain, being able to bring teammates together, especially the times that you're down, guys aren't feeling too good, they're not too hot, they're not playing like they normally would. Build them up, try to get them, on the same playing field, same, level head. And then after that, the military, I went to the military. I started to see some of the commercials back in 2001, right after 9/11 happened. There was a big push. The commercials that I seen for the Marines, where the two guys are going up the mountain, and then the lightning strikes, and then the one guy's there in his dress uniform, has the sword. That caught my eye. So I was debating going to the Marines or to the Navy. The Navy one really, really caught my eye because you see the fleet going, you see these red dots, and the crypto texts are telling all the coordinates or whatnot. The thing that caught my eye, and I didn't know it at the time, but they show a glimpse of a submarine popping out of the water, emergency blowing in a sense, and landing, and then it goes to the captain looking through the binoculars, and the submarine is right in the back, and then you see the fleet come. So I'm like, man, I like the water. I was always, brought up on the water. Grandfather always had us fishing out on the boat. So yeah, I ended up going to the Navy and building communities there, being able to build up people. Um, but you learn to build from people that have gone before you, people that are older than you. I was, 18 in the military, so took a lot of advice from, my older NCOs, officers that had the experience, the years of tenure in there. And yeah, just continue to build.
I think it's dope how you still remember your origin stories, man. Priscilla, and I think you said, was it David and
David,
Mario?
Mario, yeah.
Yeah, man. You still remember that was a long time ago. And you still remember. It's funny what the mind remembers, man. It's funny what we can dig up and pull up out of there, man. But I understand how you did it because you really just kind of kept building on top of that. You really just kept going from fifth grade, and you became a builder ever since, man. What I was gonna say, you came right into the next question that I had for you. How did the military really refine your community building process? How did it hone it? I like how you said it started right in elementary, and then when you went to the Navy, you got to get some of the knowledge from a lot of the people who you were speaking with. But how did it really refine? Like, how does it affect what you're doing now, Dro, and what you got going on? How did that military service uh,
Man.
impact
Yeah.
your community building skills?
Yeah, no, great question. And I think for anybody that goes into the military, whatever your reason is, it changes once you cross that line, once you get behind those closed doors around the people that are in your platoon, that are in your unit, that are on your ship, that are in the battlefield with you. It taught me a lot of discipline. It taught me a lot of critical thinking skills needed to get the job done. And again, by any means necessary, in a sense, right? You got to be strategic. So it helped me build a lot more strategy when it comes to community building, um, how to talk and read somebody's energy, where they're and not so much read their, whether they're a good person or a bad person, their energy in, okay, where are they coming from, what kind of headspace are they in, what are they lacking that I may have to give insight to, what do they have that I might not know, so that way I can continue to build as a person and we lift each other up, together. A lot of camaraderie that got built up while in the military. And again, mentors, lots of mentors, lots of people that I look up to. Lieutenant Commander Pittman, Commander Pittman. He was my XO. Let's see, um, Petty Officer Gregory, Albert Lou Gregory, one of my greatest mentors that taught me the ins and outs of a submarine. Great dude. But yeah, no, it definitely just all those things wrapped into one over time, as you continue to build on those.
You doing proud, Dro. Before I got out the Air Force, I never forget, Dro. You know, when you exit the service, I'm sure it's the same in all of them. You have to go and talk to your commander. Your squadron. For me, it's the squad. I was in the Air Force, so it's your squadron commander, and I'll never forget. He asked me if I could, what I thought could could have bettered my service, or what I would have liked to have seen. What can I offer by way of, you know, recommendation for improvement? And I said, there's a lot of diamonds out there that have to be refined and perfected. And the person or the things or the people who are going to make the turn those lumps of coal into diamonds are simply mentors. Sometimes you'll throw a diamond out before you've ever tried to polish it, because a lot of us just need a little polishing. We just need a little help. We always there. It's always inside of us, but we need somebody to help us bring it out. And he was like, noted. And so I said, yeah, the only reason I stayed this long was because I had mentors. I had people who I loved. They loved me. And hopefully I can replicate that with other people. I can give back by paying it forward. Right.
Mm.
So yeah, man, that you doing them proud, Dro. Because you right on, man. You doing your thing on here.
Appreciate it, brother.
So what event, if any, Dro, caused you to go into being a radio personality, or communications? How did that happen, Dro? We see the community building. What about communicating? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, and that's a great question. So, I started off as a podcaster first, and that kind of led me into trying to figure out, and again, figuring out how a radio person thinks, talks, how they can command, your attention. Like when you're driving, you put the radio on, they're the ones that are grabbing your attention before the music plays. So the biggest thing that I will say is, um, what caused me to go to the communication route and the broadcasting. I ended up being a part of a podcast network that also had a radio station. So I tried it out on how to become a broadcaster, and I liked it because, again, everything's structured, everything's on a time clock. You have to actually account for every minute in an hour on what you're going to do. So that, again, gave me some more structure and strategy, and then learning how to articulate when I was going on a break, when I was going to play the next track, how to, command the mic in a sense. Be You get closer and you get louder, you back away, and kind of being able to do those types of things, little tips and tricks there. So that is what really got me into the broadcasting, and then helping a lot of people that either have came from radio and wanted to start a podcast, or started a podcast and want to get into radio. So I wanted to, you know, try my hand at it.
Well, listen, you do a great job, big brother. You do a mighty fine job. Hey man, listen,
Appreciate
I never give compliments, y'all. I just merely state facts. You know, if y'all haven't, y'all need to check Dro out on X, uh, formerly known as Twitter. You know, he's SlayDro the God. Uh, Excellent. And you know what? That's a perfect segue to get what we're getting ready to get into. I want to share with you guys all the lovely and beautiful things that Dro has going on. He's going to explain to us, but also I'm going to show you guys his visual so that you can kind of see what it is that he's doing. Dro, I like that backdrop too, man. I'm have to get me something like that, man. You doing your thing, big brother. You are doing your
No,
thing.
I got you. I got you. That's part of the the intro that you gave. Graphic design. I do love graphic design here and there. I like sound and voice and audio and podcasting and live streaming. But again, the visuals, man, the visuals.
You need the visuals, absolutely. So listen, good people, right here, what we're gonna start off with is where you guys can get in contact with Dro on Spaces. This is Dro's webs. This is his page. SlayDro, Dro the Sound God. There he is. Podcast producer and coach, graphics designer, host of Dro on the Air. DJ Navy vet, live streamer, and conversation connoisseur. that's that's one of mine, Dro. I think that's on mine. Like the connoisseur of context is what I call myself. I try to put
Yeah.
things in the context. But yeah, and I'm also a part of. Dro has a community called Thank You for Your Service, and I'm a part of it. It's a beautiful community, and it's designed to. Well, you know what? I'm talking, Dro. Can you tell the people about thanks for your
Yeah.
service? You can do it better than me.
Yeah, no problem. So I started thank you for your service. You know, you have a lot of communities over on the X platform, and you know, again, we're talking about building, so why not talk about the communities? Anything that you might be into, whether it's photography, live streaming, podcasting, uh, me being a veteran, you know, brother Faheem being a veteran as well. You know, I ended up deciding and looking for some of those veteran communities, and they're very few that are active, right? There's some that are there, but they're not active. So what I ended up doing is making this community called Thank You for Your Service. And again, it's to everybody, not just service members, but you know, again, the ones that also take a toll, the ones that also go through certain things, male spouses, children, again, if you're allowed to be on the X platform with parental consent and all the good stuff, but we want it for everybody and any supporter that supports the armed services. You know, we're allowing you in there. So I think it's a community that's starting to get built. I want to get more talks around military veterans and you know certain things that they're going through and just have an outlet for them to be able to connect and build with like-minded individuals.
It's beautiful too because, like Dro was saying, resources are being shared, connections, a network is being built, and it's just a great place for veterans to come and talk about different things that are going on. You know, you got the beautiful minded SlayDro in there hosting it all, you know, facilitating. I'm in there, you know, we're all just adding value in any way that we can. And so, Dro, big ups and kudos for creating something like that, for having the intuition to create something as beautiful as that. Thank you, man. This is Dro's page. Y'all see, man, Dro's on here. He giving out bomb quotes as any radio DJ or podcaster would. This says you can either comprehend it or compliment it. It's all authentic. I like what you did there, Dro. I like
If you know, you know.
if you know, you know. Slay Dro. I got to get some sound effects, man. That would have been a good time to go. "Brr, brr, brr, brr." But yeah, I see you got the lovely Miss Jessica Tapia on here, stealing and cheating the content. Hey, listen, Dro is, man. Like I said, man, Dro has a lot of stuff. You can meet a lot of good people. You can network with people, and it's always gonna be positive vibes only on Dro's in anywhere around Dro. It's always gonna be positivity. Always, always, always. So this is another place I love to come to because Dro is a safe space in a lot of aspects for people, man. Because there's no negativity on here. Oh, Stream team. Look at that. Me
Hey,
plug. Yeah.
hey,
Yo, man. Yes.
if y'all don't know, hold on, stop right there. So what I ended up doing right here, the icebreaker for the stream team. Shout out to the stream team, Virtual Hustle Squad again. Jess and lead in there, leading the charge. It was a great icebreaker. So I encourage everybody go over to X, look up the stream team, Virtual Hustle Squad, and yeah, tap in, people. Let's go.
Hey, that's another reason y'all see that Dro is the man. Joe said, "Wait a minute, stop right there," and he went into it. I love that about that's Dro though. You like, hold up, y'all, stop what you're doing. The quiet storm. Okay, all right. So yeah, man. Like I say, X on Spaces. If y'all want to get particular, if you can't remember SlayDro, type in at DROHASOUNDGOD. Dro the Sound God. That's just one of the places we're gonna go because Dro has some more stuff going on. So we are going to I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try to see if I can view the tab. Oh, I can't view the tab. Well, I'll stop sharing that and going over here to this. Dro, I'm gonna try to pull something else up. I haven't figured out how to, share across the
Yeah,
you know what I'm
across the
saying?
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's dynamic, where I don't have to keep going in and out. But it's all good. We are going to I'm gonna show this and I'm gonna ask you to break down what this is right here, Dro. We're gonna be on here real quick. Yeah, man. I appreciate it, Dro. I appreciate you breaking us off, big brother.
No problem, man.
Breaking us
Appreciate the
off.
invite. Definitely,
Yes,
definitely.
sir. This won't be the last time, Dro. This won't be the last time, bro. This will not be the last time. We get it up here. Hold on, let me see. Oh, it's coming up. All right,
Yeah,
Dro,
I see.
what you got here for us, big bro? It's gonna be quick. This one is what are we
Yeah, so
looking at?
this is what I have on my social media platforms. It's my bio link. Again, whenever people say link in bio, right? Because they put a link in there. Mine, hey, link in bio, but it's called bio link. So you click this and it has everything that I got going on. Champagne Apothecary is one of the sponsors that sponsors the Dro on the air and the podcast pulse live streams. So that's why I ended up putting it on there. You can check out champagneapothecary.com and use X Factor FM and you can
Hmm.
get a discount on some of the items. Right under
Yes,
that,
sir.
you got the podcast discovery call. That's what I do. Anybody looking to start a podcast, they can, click that link, schedule a Calendly, and it'll shoot you over an invite. We'll get on a call, figure out what you need, where you're at, how we can get you jump started. The next one, Raw Elements Apparel. That is my apparel, my merch that I got going on. You can see it over on here on the bio link across all social media platforms. Over on X, you'll see it in my store right below my bio. I have X Factor FM Network. That is the podcast network, live stream network that I run, co-found, not co-founder, founder and CEO of. So looking to build that out and get some uh, stuff going over there, getting some more shows, probably some more live stream video podcasts on there. So looking to do that. Right under that is the Discord. Again, got a Discord for X Factor FM Network, a place where you'll be able to come, ask questions, have resources, maybe do some ask me anything type spaces, something that be a little more for the network, but also for people that are looking to gain some insight, need help with anything. And then the last two are kind of like my tips: buy me a coffee and Doge tip jar. So, and then right after that, all my social media handles.
So y'all see, man, he has a lot going on, a lot for you guys to discover. So much super impactful information. We're gonna get into a couple of these, but man, and you see, he's on X, he's on Instagram. What is this one right here, Dro?
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. Okay, Clubhouse. and then YouTube. All of these places you can find Dro the Sound God at. So y'all make sure y'all head on over there. Now we're gonna get into a couple of these so that people can see, not only get the visual, but so that Dro can kind of break down what he has going on, the X Factor, and we're gonna get into his Instagram too. You know, so you guys can get a little visual. He's a graphic effects designer, so we're gonna catch a couple of those graphic effects. You know what I mean? How'd that happen, Dro? How did that you are artiste? You are a typical hip hopper, man. Typical hip hop head. You're an artiste, man. How did the graphic effects happen, real quick?
So graphic effects, I've always loved to freehand draw. You know, there would be certain things that I would draw, you know, freehand sketchbooks, whatnot. I was never good. My brother was the one that got blessed with all the artistic talent. Like he could, you know, look at an image and sit there and recreate it to the T. And me, you know, mine looks like a stick figure, but I'm having fun drawing it, right? But I think it came about when uh, I started podcasting, believe it or not. And again, you don't want to, when you're starting out, you don't want to, you know, spend a whole bunch of money that you don't have and you're not
That's right.
generating ROI.
That's right.
So I had to learn how to create my podcast art, how to create my promotional graphics, and over time just building upon that. And then what I started doing is, you know, asking people, hey, do you need any help with anything? So that way, one, it was good practice, but two, I was helping somebody out. Again, that community building that we were talking
That's
about,
right. That's
pay
right.
it forward, right? So, you know, if I can help you with some graphics, you're helping me by allowing me to elevate my skill at the same time. And yeah, and, you know, and now here we are. I got videos and video editing and you know, transitions and all kinds of, you know, cool stuff that I can do now with the graphics.
Man, he has some pretty dope graphics too, by the way, y'all. He showed me some stuff and I was blown all the way away. You hear me? All the way. I was like, wow, Dro is not only the sound god, he's the graphics effects god too. Joe, you doing your thing out here, man. You like a triple threat. But I wanted to show the people your site, man, and what you have here. I'm gonna let you break down what it is we're looking at and what you offer, man.
Yeah, no. So X Factor FM network, again, podcast, live stream, social audio, broadcasting, you know, planning on and working on along with the network and, you know, the podcast and live stream side will end up having a radio station as well. So again, new artists, DJs that'll come on that'll, you know, be able to play on there as well. Anything like, you know, daytime talk radio type shows, we'll be able to put them on the network as well. And of course, home of Joe on the air. You know, a lot of things that happen over at X Factor FM network.
Yeah, man. I see. I'm gonna read this. It says, "Our mission at X Factor FM Network. Our mission is to provide our listeners with the best music and entertainment while also keeping them informed about the latest news and events. Our goal is to be the go-to source for all things social audio, podcast, radio, and beyond." That's dope. I love that mission statement, man. Our DJs are some of the most talented and experienced in the industry. They are passionate about music and they know how to keep our listeners engaged and entertained. Woo, that's nice. And then our programs, from morning shows to late night programs, we offer a wide variety of programs to suit all taste and interests. Whether you're looking for trending news or love hip hop, R&B, Afro beats, neo soul, Latin, or old school hits from the decades, we've got you covered. Go ahead on, Dro. Go ahead on, Dro. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then they can be contact. You can ask questions. So they're engaging. Again, that's that community engagement. That's that community building right here, man.
Mhm.
Dro, you just doing it all, brother. Better yet, come tap in with us on social audio. Questions, comments about our programming. If you got questions, do you have an idea for a story or style that we should include? Do you want to promote or sponsor our network or show? Send us a message and we'll get back to you soon. Hey man, I love it. I love it. And then that you guys can help the cause. You can donate. And there again, you see Instagram, X, and YouTube. So Dro, you are on it, big brother. Got a cause and everything. We take a pause for the cause, you
Yeah,
know.
you guys.
You take that pause for the cause, Dro. Dro, this is wonderful, man. I always knew that you were a superstar, but this puts you, man, in a whole nother. You like a supernova, bro. You know, this is amazing, big brother. Now we're gonna get to Dro. I'm gonna let you guys see a little bit of that graphic effects that Dro was talking about. And then we are going to get into the last segment of the interview where we get to talk about a little logical things, some of Lee of Logic's niche area. Yeah, man. You guys, I heard you say you got four princesses. Any of them taking up the sound bug like you, or the graphics effects bug? I mean, we become what we see, Dro. So I know they
Right.
seeing you and what you're doing. Any of your daughters have that inclination, like, Daddy, can you turn that on? Or Daddy, come look at this.
Yeah, they all love music, all of them, and believe it or not, you know, throughout the four of them, yeah, they all have commonalities in their music, but all four of them have different taste in music. And when I say that, like, my middle one is my 16-year-old. She likes a lot of NBA YoungBoy. She actually has put me on to some new music that I need to listen to. Let me see if I can. She just sent it to me too. The Bakar, and the song is called "Hell and Back" featuring Summer Walker.
Mm.
Definitely a dope track. And she put me onto it. And I was like, where did you hear this? And again, the friends that she's around, people that she talks to, she just stumbled upon it. But yeah, the one that would probably end up picking up kind of the audio is my youngest, my 13-year-old. She uh, loves TikTok. She watches, a lot of the stuff on YouTube, and uh, I told her, I was like, I have all the equipment. I can get you set up. You, if you wanted to start your own podcast, she's like, yeah, let's do it, Dad. So, yeah, she might be starting her own podcast soon.
Wonderful, real wonderful. Hey, I'm all for it. My kids have both of them have YouTube channels. We just have to put more content up there, but man, I'm all for it, because if they do it long enough, eventually it'll go from passion to profit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And as long as they stay heavy on the passion, then the profits will come. So that's dope, man. That they following in your footstep. That at least one of them is following in your footstep, engaging the music, because we all in love. We all love music, and that's bomb too if it stops there. But to want to take it a step further, that is all your imprint on. That's your imprint, Dro. You know what I mean? I can see that. You know what I'm saying? She probably listening and paying attention. So
Yeah.
Dro, this is what we looking at. This is Dro's
Yeah, that's
Instagram.
that. That's the Instagram. Yeah, and I've been on Instagram for a while.
Mhm.
Uh, I haven't um like fully dedicated time like I should have, and but now that again, the graphic design, some of the social audio stuff, I have started to upload more content over onto IG. So mainly photos, again, a lot of photos, some of the reels, but I got some things cooking. I know I made an announcement on the live stream Wednesday. So this Monday got some good stuff coming. You know, it's gonna be short form,
Mhm.
but it's gonna be short form that is needed. So yeah, can't wait for that to come out.
Man, that sounds like a winner. Man, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. You getting back into it. So this is some of your graphics, huh, bro? It's a
Yeah,
good day.
yeah. So all of those, like, when those that have followed me over on X, I usually have a a good morning message, a nice quote. Sometimes it would just be a good morning and, hope you have a good day, and a visual message. So I started doing something with a little visual message too, something that you could, see, look at. This right here is, getting promo for the apparel, Raw Elements apparel. I made all the graphics on this video. I even made all the graphics for the merch as well. So it's yeah, it's definitely pretty interesting when you piece everything together and the outcome comes to, you know to
Fruition. Yeah.
visual, comes to fruition.
Yeah, man. I'm laughing, Joe, because now that you're saying raw elements, I was reading it. I was like, RWLMNTZ.
Yeah,
I was reading it as an individual instead of raw elements. And that's hip hop. That what you did just there, right there with that. That's a hip hop. That's totally urban wear, right? And hip hop gear.
yep.
This is dope, man. Let me see what else we got going on. You got this is SlayDro. Too much. You will be too much for some people. Those aren't your people. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think as we get
Yeah.
older, Dro, we accept that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, and a lot of some of the images, believe it or not, are created with AI, right? Some of the stuff. Now, the majority of the stuff I like to, hand draw, make, piece together. Uh, I always, and I came up with this. I think this was last year. The actual saying, "Stay elevated, stay blessed, and keep going." And I put that on all of my posts, especially the ones in the morning, because again, giving you a little bit of inspiration and motivation to, again, stay elevated, keep your head up, keep going, stay blessed. Again, those that believe in God or a higher power, or higher faith, stay blessed and keep going, keep pushing. The more you move forward, the more progress you end up making. You can't make progress if you're, in the same place. Motion in place is not progress.
That's right. Hey, a car that's parked in neutral will eventually go in reverse.
Hmm.
This is dope, man. I love it. Stay elevated, stay blessed, and keep going, man. That can go on a shirt, Dro. That can go
Yes,
on.
yes,
That's fly. That whole visual. Each act of kindness creates ripples of fulfillment that extend far beyond what we can imagine. Absolutely. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's a river of kindness, man. It goes from a little trickle of water to a big ocean like this, man. And so that's when your life is full. You know what I mean? Who doesn't like standing by an ocean, even if it's raging like that? It's still something attractive about it. Same with
yeah.
that kindness, man. I love it. Dro, did you come up with that? You just
I
wrote
did.
that?
Yeah. So that, I take inspiration from everything. What I do at work, when I talk to my wife, when I talk to my kids, everything. I try to take inspiration and insight from all of that. And yeah, this right here came to me, um, because there was a lot of talk of bullying. There was a lot of talk of mean stuff, again, from my youngest daughter, my middle daughter, uh, and so it just, I had to put this out there, and I sent it to them, in the morning before they went to school. So I just told them each act of kindness creates a ripple of fulfillment that will extend far beyond what we can imagine. And I gave them the example: if you throw a rock in a pond, the ripples go out, right? That thought or that kindness that you put out into the world, it just flows and flows
That's
and
right.
flows. What ends up happening when it meets resistance, guess what? All those ripples start to come back to the origin, the epicenter of where it started, back to
Yes,
you.
sir.
So everything you put out into the world comes back to you tenfold, whether that's good or bad. So
That's right. And I love that you use the universe because we are nothing but elements of the universe that has the breath of life. Everything, the stardust, the sun, the moon, the stars, the ocean, the mountains, that's all inside of us. That's the reason why what you just explained and broke down is true. Because what's true in one is true in the universe that is abroad and the universe that is within. So I love
Mhm.
that you're teaching your kids that, man. That is awesome, Dro. And you sharing it with us. I love this. Look at that. Stay elevated, stay blessed, and keep going. Harness the power of reciprocity. It's the currency of meaningful relationships. Treat others as equals, not as tools for your advancement. Hey man, Dro. Whew, I love it. Oh, okay. This is a motion visual. All right. Look at that. That's a 3D image sitting through the phone. Okay. He listening to Pedro. He's listening
Yeah, Joe on
Dro's.
there.
He listening to SlayDro. So he listening to SlayDro's mix, man. He's like, y'all be quiet. I gotta figure out what Slay is saying to me here. What he's what he is what he's communicating, man. I love it. Saturdays are for creating. Yeah, man. So wow, Dro, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. You know what? Let me go ahead on and boom while I'm here, not waste no time and follow. That's my Lead with Logic account. And man,
That's
I think it's awesome, bro. I think it is awesome. Look at Dro. I think it's awesome, man. What you got going on and what you doing, man. I think it's absolutely wonderful. So, oh, this is 2022. Oh, wow. Wishing you and yours a happy new year. Woo.
mm,
So, yeah, man. Look, there again. It's DRO_THASOUNDGOD. That's Dro underscore the Sound God on Instagram. Y'all check him out, man. Go over there and follow. Follow, go through, see what he got going on. Tell Dro you want one of them stay elevated, stay blessed, and keep going shirts. And I'm pretty sure he'll send you one and get you right on board and get you supporting the movement.
oh yeah. Oh yes, most definitely.
Yeah. Dro. Listen, man. This is the part of the interview that we talk about some things that are in the realm of Lead with Logic because the interview is all about you, bro. This is your moment. You're the man of the hour and you got the power. But at the very end, man, you've seen how I do it, man. I like to come through and really kind of discuss some things. You kind of build with you and kind of bounce some of the my talking points off of my
Mhm.
guest, which is you. Real quick though, it was one more question I had. I saw where you create webinar and team templates, right? So do you ever conduct webinars online and on site, Dro? Have you ever done any webinars like in real
I
life and online?
I have done some webinars, podcasting 101, live streaming 101 type webinars. I ended up doing one. It was like the ins and outs of the Roadcaster Pro. Kind of giving some visuals and video there. But yes, I do make templates. Again, being a graphic designer and having to create your own templates for so long, you start to see other people's live streams, other people's content. And I would just, believe it or not, just reach out. Hey, would you let me create something for you? And I would create it. They would like it, and then next thing you know, they would be like, oh, how much do I owe you? And I would say nothing. But as time went on, and as I got better with the craft, I got faster, more efficient. um, Things are no longer free 99 now. There's a price that comes with it. Now, again, all the things that I do, again, I try to pay it forward as much as possible. A lot of the stuff, and anybody that knows any of my graphics designs and what I do, a lot of it I give away for free. Some of the more intricate stuff, entire brand kit, an entire live stream template, production type deal. Yeah, those are the things that I'm charging for. But yeah.
That's pretty dope, man. I might talk to you offline about the webinar. Um, so yeah, man, this is a segment of the interview on the Lead with Logic podcast that I typically ask people a few questions that are in the line of leading with logic. For those of you guys who don't know, what I tell people is I take those things that I know that we are distracted by and saturated and totally engulfed in, and they're sometimes controversial, sensational, even mundane. I take these things and extract the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding because I like to, as I fashion myself, being the connoisseur of context, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding will always add that context that will help you with that deeper understanding. And so, man, Dro, you're a music guy. You're a music guy. You're a music guy, a sound guy. So, what's been in the news lately, man, is Sean Puffy Combs. Sean Puffy Combs. Yeah, it's kind of
No
old.
Diddy, no Diddy.
No, right, no Diddy. It's kind of old, but they seem to be uh they seem to be putting it out quite a bit. And then I don't know if you heard the Dream, music producer the Dream. He was accused. You saw that, Dro. He
I
was
did. I
accused.
did.
I was like, wow, he was accused. Man, I just wanted to get your take on both of those guys, Dro. What you really thought, man. And you know me, Dro. Man, we two brothers. Man, however you whatever you feel, man, I'm gonna
Yeah.
respect it. Don't keep it real with me.
So the Diddy situation again, it has layers upon layers to from when it first came out. It got presented to the world. Uh, you know, Now with all the allegations, with everybody that's come out, everybody that has made statements, the whole video with Cassie, and that incident alone, um, I don't think, he had a long run. He I would say had a great career, but
Hmm.
after, a lot of attaboys, the one time that you end up messing up, that's what people remember,
That's
right?
right.
So it's not good, Bad Boy as a conglomerate of artists that had great things. Your Mary J. Blige's,
Mm,
uh, everybody that came underneath the Bad Boy, Biggie,
right. Jodeci.
Jodeci,
Yes.
everything that came through Bad Boy, but uh that now has, and it sucks for all of those artists that were tied to that because it now just got stripped away because Diddy did what he did, you know. And who's to say that they knew about certain things and didn't say
Right.
anything?
Right.
But man, yeah, no. And as far as the Dream, again, this is just one of those instances that somebody sees what's going on with Diddy and is
Yes,
possibly
sir. Yes,
thinking,
sir.
can I get a payday
Yes,
if I say
sir.
this? So
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, we have to wait to see if there's any validity to the story, if there's any validity to the allegations. And again, not to knock any of the allegations,
Yep.
but if they become tarnishing to the name, all for a check, you know, then when the Dream comes back and sues you and, you know, right, for defamation of character and other things, right, damages and yeah, it's one of those things that we have to wait a little bit more. But I don't know. I don't know if I believe the allegations 100% yet.
Uh, Drew, I knew you was gonna be super logical with it because I don't think we've been. Have we been in these spaces where we talked about that?
We have the Diddy. I know I've been in a couple spaces where that conversation was going on. The
Hmm.
Dream, not recently, but
Right. Right. No, I'm saying have me and you. I know you've been in. I've been in something like. Have we been in any together where they're talking about Diddy? I don't
mm-mm.
remember you. We have.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. I forgot which space it was, but they were talking about it. It was right when it first came out, and I think it was right before you ended up doing your episode on Diddy.
yes, yes.
Yeah. I think it was that. It was the room earlier that day, and I think either that evening or the next night you ended up doing your live stream on it. Your
Mm-hmm.
take on
After you checked it out, Dro.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you. I couldn't have said it no more eloquent, Dro. We on the same page, bro. You know, these allegations have to be looked at as allegations until they're proven, because I have a daughter, you have daughters, we have mothers, we have wives, and I know you're like me. If somebody were to violate them and victimize them, you know, uh, goes without saying.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like we have to listen. We have to let due process and justice take its course, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And man, it's just crazy to see. Like you said, it makes you wonder. Like, wow, why now and why are people coming up and who knew about it? Like you said, that's a great point, Dro. And that's great because what people will do, everybody, the floodgates will open and everybody will start to jump on the bandwagon. Everybody will start riding the wave out of the floodgates. But it's like, if that were true, that means you had some knowledge of what was going on. Why
Yeah.
not? Why not say anything when it was live and in real time? Why does it take someone else to come out? I mean, if it's a violation, you know what I'm saying? Like, see something, say something. That's what I
Mhm.
was taught. You know what I'm saying, Joe? You probably
Yeah.
taught the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you
See
see
something.
something, say something. Say something. So, man, next thing I would ask Joe, I tried not to do this when I was coming up, and I know Joe, you probably did as well because we got about the same sentiment. I really like you were talking about your daughter, and she gave you Mari, to hell and back. I think you said that's what it was. Now I'm gonna have to check it out. I really deplored and despised when the older heads would diss the music that we were listening to, Dro. Like when they had something to say about it, I would be like, "Come on, dude, that's that's not it. Not all that music y'all listened to was it. You know what I mean? It wasn't all
Right.
positive. It wasn't all hidden. So I don't do that with young people. I reserve my comment. I've learned how to. If it's not constructive, Dro, I don't have to say it. I can think it, but I don't have to say it.
Mhm.
What would you say, or would you say that there's a difference, and not a bad difference, just an overall difference? I don't want to paint it. I don't want to paint you in a corner where you knocking our kids' music. But would you say there's a difference in the music that we grew up listening to, right? Feel wise and creativity wise than it is today? And if
Oh,
so, what is it?
oh yeah, most definitely. So and I say this jokingly, but the new age music is trash. And I don't mean like trash, like no, it's there. We went from the music that we grew up on, 4.5, 5 minute songs, right? You had an intro, you had an outro, you had a lot in between. Now everything is a minute and a half to 2 minutes, and it's the creativity, and I get where uh the quick microwavable content, you got to put it out in front of as many people. It has to reach virality. It has to be one of the trending TikTok songs or used on IG. An influencer has to grab a hold of it, and then it takes off. Back then, I think you were talking about the issues and the products of your environment, how certain things were happening in certain areas of the country and the world, but then they were doing it in a way that was forward thinking,
Mm-hmm.
more lyrical.
Mm-hmm.
uh they put more effort into the sound
Yep.
design
Yep.
of the music.
Yep.
uh Now a lot of the sound that the music has today has the same 808s, the same snares, the same
that's
hi-hat,
that's right.
right? you just move a note here and there, and you call it a song. They were actually, in the studio, live band, play
Yeah.
this riff, hit
Yes.
this, bass the right way. Let's see what this shaker sounds like. What if I clap my hands, like, that type of stuff. And I think, if the artists of today were to actually get with some of the artists from back then and really, collaborate, harmonize, strategize on some of the things that they were doing back then, music will definitely continue to grow and elevate. Right now, I think it's at a plateau, with the exception of the whole Drake and Kendrick beef. Right, that right there, that we needed that. We
We
needed that
did. We
breath
did.
of fresh air.
We did. We did. And I did you catch my build I did on that one?
That one I did not catch.
You're absolutely right. Musically, hip hop needed that. It was about time because it gave us more content, more quality content, and it kind of puts you back into that time space. A lot of what you're saying is so well, all of it's true, Dro, from my perspective. But what that does is competition breeds champions. When you're competing with other people in whatever field, man, you gotta be like, I gotta do my best. SlayDro is the man. I got to make sure I bring it so that I can compete with SlayDro. I mean, I'm joking. That's my brother. We gonna collab. But
Mhm.
I respect your artistry though, Slay, to where I say, damn, I like what he did there. I gotta either do that, and then when I do it, I gotta put my spin on it. Now it's just like it's almost cookie cutter, is what I'm hearing you say. And it's not, to me, it's no lyrical content anymore. It's no lyrical content. There's no, and it's not knocking. It's not these kids' fault. I actually feel bad for the consumers because they don't get the fullness like what we had. There were gangster rappers when we were out. There were
Mhm.
people who couldn't really rhyme when we were out, but there were also conscious rappers. There were also hustler rappers. There were every facet of existence in society was
Mhm.
represented in the music. Whereas now it's like it's kind of one dimensional where it was three dimensional back
Right.
when we were listening. And I'm not knocking because they can only the kids who are consuming can only exist within the vacuum in which they were born, which is this era. But man, you're absolutely right, Dro. You're so right. I some of those artists, man, it's just like the creativity, man, the artistry, like you say, the intro, the outro, the skits, the freestyles, you know what I'm saying? The battles, all of these things, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? These things produced legendary classic. Joe, I can name like you got No Vaseline, you got Dre Day, you got The Bitch in You by Common when he dissed Cube, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Dude, you
Mhm.
got what is it? When DJ Quick, if it don't make dollars,
If
it
it
don't
don't
make sense.
make sense. Yep.
Don't spit game,
Yep.
let the pimping commence. When he dissed, I don't even think the youngsters know about that, man. They don't know
Yeah.
about when he said, what he say, Dro? He said, yeah, you spell it because the G ain't in you.
The G ain't in you. Yep.
Yeah, man. So all of that stuff was necessary for a very holistic and organic and total experience. We got it. You know what I mean? And I feel like not blaming these kids or the consumers, just kind of pointing out again, stating facts like, man, I hate that it's not as full as it was or as it could be,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
that makes
No,
it.
I agree. I agree. And again, a lot of the being a DJ, a lot of the club goers end up being, you're freshly, 21, you're 18 to 21-year olds, 25-year olds, and that's the music that they, grew up on and listened to. Like in my house, what we do, again, they are all able to listen to whatever they want, but when I throw on some old school, they know it because they've listened to it for so long. Like my youngest, Can We Talk by Tevin Campbell, that song comes on, she starts singing, like literally holding whatever hairbrush or anything, and she starts singing. So I think, if the our generation were to continue to influence and pass down some of the music and nostalgic feel and vibe, it hopefully will level out what music industry is today.
Absolutely. And my kids are the same way, Joe. It's funny you said that. It's funny, my children, I wanted to make sure that they had I listen to everything, but when you're a kid, you tend to listen to whoever your buddies are listening to, whatever the trend, and you know what I mean? As you get to middle
Mhm.
school and things like that, you really don't step outside. Now, if you were in a maybe in a melting pot, where everybody engaged, and I was, but I didn't always like how I should have. But as I got older and I began to appreciate the fullness of cultures and music and how music affects cultures, it really
Mhm.
made me take an ear and listen. And what I could tell you is, man, I'm listening to a lot of soft rock as I get older. Like, I didn't realize that you remember the Human League? I'm on the Hume. Bro, I used to
Mhm.
hear that all the time. And I was like, this song is annoying, but it was catchy. I went back and read who wrote that, bro. I didn't realize Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis wrote that song, bro. I was like, oh my God. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like that
Yep.
was a hit.
Mhm.
That was a freaking hit. I was like, whoa. And then you had Everybody Wants to Rule the World. These are the things. Take on Me. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, these are the things that my kids got me listening
Take on
on me.
me.
That take
Yeah.
on me. That's the jam, bro. You gotta you gotta hear him, Bro. You gotta hear him sing it a cappella. He did it a cappella. It's
Wow.
beautiful. It's beautiful, man. It's like an MTV unplugged. And you
Mhm.
really hear the words, man. You really get to hear. Like, I'm gonna tell you another beautiful song, Dro. The Cheers song. Take Making Your Way in the World Today.
Mhm.
Bro, that joint is tight. I
Yeah.
was in, I'm gonna tell you real quick. I was in Arizona, man, and I was in the Air Force, and this cat that I knew, um, he said, I want you to listen to this. And I said, okay. He was a singer. And his buddy had remade the Cheers song. It was so beautiful, Dro. I got misty eyed because of the way he sang it. He put so much soul into it, and I was like, "Wow, that's not even the same song, man." He was killing it, man. But I just say all that to say, man, like your daughters are hearing Tevin Campbell. When my kids hear all that music from the '80s, all that soft rock, all that classic music, they love it. And it made me go back and see, why is this music considered legendary? It has to be something about it. You know what I'm saying? The
Mhm.
sound, and a lot of that stuff, like True by Spandu Ballet.
Yeah.
True. That's another
Mhm.
classic, bro.
Mhm.
That's another
Yeah,
classic.
I've been on my old school soul and funk lately. Billy Brooks. I've
Mm.
been listening to a lot of Billy Brooks, the trumpets and see the instrument playing, and that's all it was. Like I downloaded a whole album of Billy Brooks. It's called 40 Days, and it ends up. I think that's what it's called. Hold on. I believe that's what it's called. 40
I'm gonna
Days.
look
I'm
at it.
looking right now.
I gotta look it up, bro.
Yeah, Billy Brooks, 40 Days. I think it's about eight or nine tracks on there. But the one that I like is 40 Days, and I mean, the way he plays the trumpet, you hear, the ensemble of brass that's in there, and man, I've really been on that right there.
Billy Brooks. I'm about to when I'm on Billy Brooks. This him right here, Dro.
Yep, yep.
He's a jazz guy.
Hmm.
That's dope, man. I'm gonna have to you got any jazz sets you do, Dro?
I do.
What? I should have known, Joe. You do it all. I should, I should have known, bro. That's my favorite genre of music. I probably listen to more jazz right now, Dro, than anything else, bro.
Really?
Yeah, man. Cause like you said, like how you would go and edit audio and produce the calming effect. man, it's just something about jazz, bro. Like a song I want you to check out, Joe, is Nancy Wilson. You remember Nancy Wilson? Nancy Wilson?
Hmm.
She was a jazz singer. She's deceased now, but she re-sang "For Once in My Life" by Stevie Wonder. You know, Stevie Wonder's is dun,
Hmm.
dun, dun, dun. Hers is not like that. Hers is classical. It's an orchestra behind her. You know what I'm saying? Check out Nancy Wilson's "For Once in My Life." I bet you your audience will love that. You're gonna get some of them old heads like, oh, what does Dro know about that? What does he know about that? But Dro, listen, man, before we get out of here, and Dro, I tell everybody, man, stay back, hang back when I close out. You know what I'm saying? Hang back on.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Dro, let the people know what what you have going on, like how we can get with you, like if we want to listen to you live, if you will be coming to a city near them, doing a set, if they want to get in contact with you about some graphic effects. We've seen the site, or just give us your handle, man, where you what you got coming up, bro, on the horizon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely. So like I said, got some short form content which I'm turning into a podcast. So that'll be coming down the pipeline. I'll be starting to put that out come Monday. But you can find me at Dro the Sound God on all platforms. I know on Instagram, Dro underscore the Sound God, but everywhere else, Dro the Sound God. And you can, if you need help with any kind of graphics, if you're on these platforms, shoot me a DM. You can also shoot me an email, Dro the Sound God at xfactorfm.com. That's my network email address. I get all my notifications there as well. Anything business inquiries. If you're looking to catch me live in a city near you, I haven't traveled to do any gigs since I'm stationed in Memphis, Tennessee at the moment, but I do a lot of them live stream anywhere from YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Caffeine, over on X. I try to multi-stream all the platforms. So anywhere you can find me at, yeah, you can catch me live. And then if you don't catch the live, don't worry. I usually replay the live about a day, 2 days later. So that way you can get the vibes. So yeah, that's me.
Dro, man, I can't say thank you enough, bro. If I had a thousand tongues, I don't think I could. I know I couldn't say thank you enough, brother. Not for just coming on my show, but just always being a voice of reason, a voice of rationale when we in the spaces, being a safe place for people of all walks, and for being a voice of logic.
Hey,
Man, look,
nice.
I appreciate you, man. Like I say, Joe is one of those people, you guys, who has kind of watched me, in my matriculation, at least on spaces, right? To where, man, I started at one place trying to figure it out. And now I'm moving to other places trying to capitalize and move in purpose and intent, and Dro has been consistent the whole time. He's been consistently positive, consistently, helpful, and just cool, man. And whenever I see Dro in a room, I know it's a fantastic and an awesome room. Him alone, and we all feel that way about you, Dro. We all love you like that. We all, everybody who's come in contact with you, bro. We all sing your praises because of how you conduct yourself and how you show us love, man. So I just want to say thank you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, man, and keep inspiring, keep motivated. And I just hope that you'll come back, man. I'm gonna have you back on here, man, and we'll talk about some more topics. Get into a little bit more leading with logic. Maybe I keep saying I'm trying to have a round table discussion. You can have multiple people on here, so I'm trying to
Yeah. Yeah.
have a round table discussion. We probably gonna go live, and we're all gonna stream it out to all of our platforms, so that way it'll be like a round robin, a round table, and people can give their input. We'll ask questions. People will go back and forth respectfully. You know what I mean? Share and go from there, man. So yeah, man. Listen, I
I'm
appreciate.
definitely down for that. Appreciate the invite. Appreciate
Yeah,
y'all. And if you have not tuned in to Lead with Logic, if you're just catching this, please, please follow the man. Got some great things going on. Lead with Logic podcast. Catch it on all platforms where you listen to your podcast at.
Whoo, man, another classic, another classic. I had been trying to. I was like, man, I got to get somebody else. And I'm talking. I'm like, what the heck? I got Dro right here with me, man. I got him while he's accessible. Cause man, y'all gonna look up. Y'all gonna see me and Dro at the Grammys. Sitting out there with the celebrities, man. In our tuxes. With Lee with Logic stuff on and X. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? The
mhm.
X stuff on there. And you was like, I know those too. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So listen, you guys, man. Like I always tell you guys, man. Thank you for coming. And man, may we all meet again in the light of understanding. Peace and love, y'all.